Hey, you guys, Desmond here, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we are here to discuss the season finale, episode 8 of season 1 of RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under. LaCresha, how are you this afternoon?
I am good.
I am
Not as tired as I've been.
I am great, honey, because we're just gonna get straight into it. Congratulations to Keita Mean.
Yes.
Thank you, Jesus. Well, like we said last week, that was the only plausible winner.
Right.
Compared to the other queens, Keita was it. Although she deserves it. I'm not saying she
Yeah.
don't deserve it, but yeah, a great way to end a terrible season. Right now, this is probably the worst season I've ever watched of Drag Race, and that's below All Stars 1 in season 7 of US.
Ooh.
Yeah, I will gladly watch those over again before I would want to rewatch Down Under.
Okay, because the tomfoolery that happened in series 2 of UK and season 7 and
But see, UK season 2 was a great season, just a
started.
bad ending.
Yeah.
Bad ending. So I can't take away because it was such a great season. It's not like Lawrence didn't have, what was it, 3 wins? So it wasn't the fact that, Lawrence deserved it. It's just it was clearly supposed to be Bimini. But hey, be quiet. We're not talking about UK right now, okay? Before we continue on, I want to remind everyone to like, comment, and subscribe because I'm so close to 100 subscribers. I think I'm getting close to 70 now, and that's 20 in the past, what, month? 2 months? So, like, we're growing slowly but surely. And, baby, for a Black content creator, I think that's amazing because, baby,
A Black Sims content creator on
on
top
top
of
of that, I cover Drag Race and Sims. I think that's amazing because, honey, they don't be checking for me, okay? But slowly, the race.
the
If you're
moment he
familiar with the
started getting
tortoise and the
taxed for
hare,
free.
if you're familiar with the tortoise and the hare, just keep watching this channel, okay? All right, so let's start off at the beginning. They were saying goodbye and congratulations to Scarlett for winning her 3rd challenge win.
Mm-hmm.
The queens could clearly tell that Elektra was giving up in that lip sync. And we even discussed it, like, especially with Untouched. Oh, baby, I know Elektra can turn that. She clearly, she was like, you know what, this is my 3rd time. Just here.
Right.
just here. Like, I've done everything I can do. It's clear they don't want me here. So I'm just gonna go. At some point you just gotta accept the cards that are dealt for you. Especially going into a reality TV type situation, unless you pull a Bimini and just be way better than what they expected. They already have a predetermined spot where they would like for you to leave. And it was very clear with this season. Very clear.
Showed they whole hand.
So, baby, I knew where we were coming. And honestly, if Scarlett didn't get the backlash that she did, it was very clear Scarlett was going to take this crown. But she got the backlash that she did, and they made the right choice. I was really worried they're going to be like, you know what? No, this is all about redemption. We're going to give it to her. True. Thank you to producers for listening to the fans, because, baby, the fans were not happy. And I was one of them.
The second one.
Another thing I want to discuss is Ari's so delusional.
Bro.
And I went back and I watched the final episode of UK Series 2, just the beginning. And Ellie was just as delusional. I think they just don't want to go into that confessional saying, well, I ain't got no wins. So they got to come in there all cocky like, yeah, I still got this with no challenge wins. I can do this. Because let me make to the final and no challenge wins. Baby, the first time in history, watch, they finna crown it. Baby, I'm with this background, they finna crown it. Knowing goodness, well, they ain't finna crown me. But baby, I ain't gonna say that. Because I ain't gonna lie, art was an option after what happened this season. Okay? But the queens go away. They come back the next morning, and RuPaul comes in and said, "This week's Maxi Challenge is the Rumix 2. I'm a winner, baby." And also they would join Michelle Visage and himself for a little sit down chitty chat with some Jaffas. I guess that's their version of Tic Tacs.
I was like, somebody tell me what those are.
How in the UK they call Lay's, I think Clayton's over there or something like that. Yeah, Lay's, it's the same company, but they call them, I think they call them like Clayton's or something like that in the UK. It's still a Lay's chip, but they call them Clayton over there or something like that. So I'm thinking maybe that's what they call TikToks over there. That's the TikToks. TikTok.
Well, that was not. Those are super huge looking, Whopper looking things.
Were they? They look pretty small to me.
They look like Whoppers.
Only one of them picked them up, so it was kind of hard to get a good, decent size. But we'll get to that. So from the sit down,
it's very, very telling.
Really, the one that picked it up won the damn season. Oh my goodness. Should have known then. But just a few things. We really didn't learn nothing new from the queens during the sit downs with Michelle and Rue. But we did learn why Art has a hard time letting go of the control. And that she is the breadwinner for her family. And she has been for quite a while. And Michelle made it very clear. It's great that you're taking care of everybody else, but who's taking care of you?
Right.
I was like, that part right there. And I was sitting there and I'm like, you know what? They're making me, I've always liked Art, but they're humanizing her now. And I'm like, well, they waited too late to humanize her.
They really did.
They really waited. Like, if you were going to humanize her, you should have did this as soon as she came back so that I can feel some type of way, be like, okay. Because I guarantee if they would have told this story when she came back, I would have been more okay with her coming back when she did.
Right.
I'm like, okay, I get it. Am I upset there wasn't like a challenge, or they could have done what UK Series 2 did and vote for which queen they want to return back in? I would have been fine if the queens would have voted and they chose Art. Cool. Come on in, honey. But just to give it to her, that don't sit right in my fantasy. But yeah, we also learned about Keita Means' traumatic childhood. You know, she didn't go into too much details. But, you know, the parents split and she went with her dad and all the other siblings. The girls went with the mama, the boys went with the daddy. And I was like, of course that's how it went. Of course. But you got to think about it, when she grew up, it made sense. But, oh, well, yeah, you take the boys. At least he was involved. You know, a lot of parents disappear, although he might not have been the best.
Right.
But he was there. A lot of people's fathers or mothers, in some cases, aren't in the picture or weren't in the picture when they were growing up. But yeah, those are two things that really just came to me. The rest of the stuff that we saw from Scarlett doing more damage control during hers. And who was the other?
Art.
We did Art. Karen. We didn't learn nothing about Karen. Didn't learn nothing new about Karen. Okay, Karen, that's cute. Moving on. Quickly, I forgot to mention that we got to see Miss Olivia Newton-John and Chloe Latanzi. I don't know who that is.
I think that's her daughter.
Okay, well, they should have made that clear, because I knew who Olivia was, baby. And as soon as I saw Olivia,
who doesn't know who Olivia Newton-John?
As soon as I saw Olivia, two songs popped in my head for the lip sync song. And Physical was one of them, and I'm like, yes. The other one was Hopelessly Devoted.
Oh God.
Which I think would have been easier for the gowns that they were in, but we'll get to that in just a second. So we had a real quick mirror moment. You know, the queens were discussing their talks with Rue, and a lot of them discussed their issues with the father figures in their life. In particular, Art and was it Scarlett? Yeah, Art and Scarlett had a very similar situation where their fathers reached out to them while they were teenagers, realized that they were part of the community, and were like, you know what?
Never mind.
I don't want to talk to you no more.
Right.
That right there. Oh, I can't even imagine a situation like that. That would have broke me. You reached out to me all these years. We have a great conversations, whatever, for a few months, and then you just ghost me. But once again, a very common things that happens in the community, and I'm glad that they are discussing it on the show.
Yep, conversations that need to happen.
Conversation that needs to happen. They've been doing really good about that, especially with season 13 of US, series 2 of UK, and this season of Down Under. They've been really good about tackling very important conversations. So I'm gonna give this show, that's probably one of the positives, one of the pluses I can give them. And that's barely.
It's barely.
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 It really is. All right, so I think it's time we take it to the main stage. So let me share my screen with you. So we're gonna start off with Mama Ru. And what did you think of Mama Ru's ensemble?
I liked it from the waist up.
You liked it from the waist. Wait, the waist up? Hold on, say that again.
I like it from the waist up.
I do like it better from the waist up, but I enjoyed the little moment down here. My thing is, I wish, what was it, that little ruffle thing at the bottom? I don't know how to explain it because you can barely, but this right here, where it bunched up, and then if it wasn't that, and like maybe just like the mini skirt with the cape, the long train, I think that would have made it better. I felt like this, from this down, I was like, girl, what is this? But the makeup, the hair, yeah, I really enjoyed this outfit. Not my favorite from her this season, but this was a really good one to end out the season on.
Right.
So it's now the time to talk about I'm a Winner, Baby. So overall, what did you think of the I'm a Winner, Baby performance?
It was a good performance. There were some people I enjoyed a little bit more than others. I really enjoyed Keita Means singing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, God, I hope that's not auto-tune.
Yeah, we're going to go by each one and talk about their performance. But I will say this, for an international season, I think this is the best room mix we've gotten. Because think about it, Canada's was rough. I liked it only because of Priyanka and some of Scarlett's, but Rita really drug that song down. And then if you think about both UK series 1 and 2, I'm like, I'm not sure if they used all their good stuff for UK Hunt and for Breakup Bye Bye. So by the time they got to the end, they're like, oh, what do we talk about? But those two final room mixes were terrible. Terrible. But this one right here, Down Under, gonna give them some. So let's talk about Keita Means' performance. You mentioned how you enjoyed her singing. I did too. And I wasn't expecting it because, in Queens Down Under, she did a rap. So when she started singing, I'm like, Keita? I'm like, this ain't Keita. Lovely tone.
Mm-hmm.
I love Keita's smile. I don't know what it is about. I love her smile. Something about Keita's smile, Keita's performance, her stage presence, it's there. It's there, and it's right.
Mm-hmm.
And it's right. I loved it. I know you touched on it. Is there anything else you want to touch on Keita's before we move?
I liked her outfit. It took me by surprise a little bit. And I did not realize this whole season that she had that really extremely distinguishable lisp.
Oh, you didn't notice it?
No.
I did. And one of the critiques that she got was that she always brought something different to the table every week. And I really did appreciate that. Because some queens brought the same thing over and over again. But I was so happy to see her, bringing different takes on the challenges. So let's move on to Karen from Finance. What was that?
It felt so incomplete.
Like I thought it was the intro. I thought she was finna kill us with a rap after she said, I'm like, oh, she finna kill it. And then I'm like, right. Wait, that's it?
Exactly. That's how I felt. I was like, wait, what?
Because she was starting, she was going. I'm like, okay, cute little intro. All right, she finna kill us with a cute couple bars, and we're gonna move on. No,
It was
no.
that, and then boom, chorus. And I was like, wait, that was it?
And I'm working on a ranking for all the Ru mixes in the positions. Baby, this is going straight to the bottom. She didn't even try. This is gonna be under Trinity to the top. At least Trinity tried. This is terrible. This is the worst verse that's ever been done.
Ooh, under Roxy.
Hold up now. It's iconic, okay? Okay. Roxy.
It was the accidental iconic.
It was an accidental. It's so bad, it's good. And I ain't gonna lie to you, it might be in my top 10, but it was so bad, it's good, okay? Do you know how much we made fun of it so much that we ended up loving the verse? Because you don't know how many times I'll just walk around like, I'm Roxy Inches and I'm here to make it clear. Like, it's so good now. I love it, okay? So yeah.
I think it's the simplicity of it.
Baby, and I feel like if she had the right person helping her record it, it could have been iconic. Because if she would have breathed in the right areas, if she would have enunciated more words than the other, I feel like it would have came off really iconic. And if she could sing. If you were gonna do that last little bit, you should have been able to sing.
I'm gonna show you what I can do.
I'm like, girl, you had me until you started singing. I'm not sure what the singing is really what brings it down. But anyway, yeah, Karen's was bad. The outfit is ugly. Let's move on to Art Simone. What did you think of Art's performance?
Don't remember it.
I really enjoyed it. I really did. I felt like for us to watch the rehearsals, it made it seem like Art was going to have this elaborate, like real dirty, like performance, and it's especially how they were thirsting over that man. Hold on, I wrote that man's name down. Lance. Baby, they was thirsting over that man. And then when he took off the jacket and you could see the muscles, baby, they flooded their basements, all four of them. They all flooded their basements.
I was like, he's all right. He's all right. You should be proud. I was not thirsting.
Because we all know you're the queen of thirst over there, honey. Got to keep a gallon of water with you at all times.
Hey.
But overall, I liked it. It was very, better than Karen. Better than Karen. And that's a huge compliment. And then last is Scarlett Adams. What did you think of Scarlett's performance?
It was good. I was confused.
How are you confused?
Well, because like the choreography was like one thing, and then when she did it, it was like something else.
I said that for all of them because I'm like, I don't remember him going over any of that with these queens. The only part I saw was when they were all together. I remember him teaching them that. But like the rest must have been off camera or what, I don't know. But
modified because somebody couldn't get it.
Something like that. But yeah, because they will modify it if a queen can't get it. But overall, I thought Scarlett did amazing.
Yeah.
I do not like Scarlett.
No, you
not at all. But I can sit here as a watcher of the show and say she did an amazing job in this final challenge. She really did. The dance was right. Her verse was actually pretty good. I was sitting there and I'm like, oh, I really came in expecting to hate everything she did this episode, kind of like last episode. But she did such a good job. And it reminds me of Disqualify. I couldn't deny how good she was doing towards the end, although she shouldn't have been there. You know what I'm saying? Although Scarlett shouldn't have been there, she was. This is what we're seeing. She did a good job. I still think Keita did the best. Like this was Keita's episode, if you think about it.
It really was, because you could tell it was like centralized around her.
And see, this was the same edit they did for All Stars 5 when the final episode was all about Jujubee. And that's last minute, I'm like, oh snap, they're finna give it to Juju. They're finna give it to Juju. Still mad about that, but hey, there's a possibility. Maybe, it's in the description, the link to it. You'll know what we're talking about. But anyway, this episode was all about her. And overall, this was a good episode. I'm not going to sit here and act like it wasn't. One of the better episodes we've gotten from Down Under. Maybe because the winner was what we wanted.
I think that might be it.
Maybe that's what that was. We got the winner we wanted.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, let's get into the runaway. Category is Best Drag. Up first, we have Art Simone. What did you think of this ensemble?
I liked it for what it was. Very Cinderella, very Brandy Cinderella-esque.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about all of the critique I have for it. That's all I thought.
I think it's funny how, because I was thinking it was a very Cinderella dress, but if Ariel had to wear it. That's the way I looked at it. If that was a red wig, that would have been a gown I could see Ariel wearing at the end of the movie. Disney, if you're watching, make it happen, because y'all are shooting The Little Mermaid as we are talking right now.
Which explains why I never see why Chloe's been doing all these TikToks by herself.
Yeah, Chloe's played by herself. If I'm not mistaken, they're in Italy right now recording Little Mermaid.
Oh, well, her sister did do one.
But yeah, this gown is beautiful. When you think Best Drag, you think of a big poofy gown. I love it. I wish the wig was a different color, but it matches though. So I'm not going to complain too much. Overall, great job, Art. Great job. You weren't going to win, but you did a great job. You did.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to move on to Karen from Finance. What the hell is this?
I liked it.
Did you like this?
I liked it for Karen.
I didn't like this for Karen. I didn't like this for Scarlett. I didn't like this for Keita. I didn't like this for RuPaul. I didn't like this for Reese. I didn't like this for Michelle Visage. I did not like this.
Sam, I am. I did not like it on a roof. I do not like it on...
Huh?
Nothing. I was giving you a Dr. Seuss edit.
I wish I had my camera recording me when this came out, because I did the biggest, like, what was this? But Karen, you could have kept this. This is not Best Drag. This is
not Karen's Best Drag.
Not even from Karen. If anything, Karen's Best Drag was that hat dress, that little big poop, the pink one she wore last week. The
Horton Here's a Who dress?
Yes, that would have been great for Best Drag. With that pink wig she had on towards the end when she thought she might have had the lip sync. That would have been an amazing Best Drag. That would have been an amazing Best Drag. Because it fit Karen from Finance. This, in my opinion, don't. Very boring, very bland, very vanilla. I'm firing you, Karen from Finance. We're going to hire Desmond from Finance. Goodbye. And that's how I feel. Anything you want to add to this atrocity?
No.
Okay. Up next is Keita Maine. And I love how she was saying Keita Maine's name this episode. She always said it that way?
What?
Keita Maine. I was saying Keita Maine's name this episode. I'm like, has she always said it like that?
I don't know.
But let's talk about this beautiful Victoria's Angel type look.
Yes. May they rest in whatever universe they gonna be in, since they've retired the angels.
This minty hair giving me very Not So Berry challenge. Like, I am living for all of this.
She looks like a dang Barbie doll. Yeah, I love it.
I think this is the best her makeup has been, although it's a little dark right here.
Mm-hmm.
But everything else is just like amazing. The wig is in the right spot. The jewelry's covering up the breast plate very nicely. It's just everything is checking off. And then we get wings. I'm like, come through. Come through, come through. And this is the first time I feel like somebody has done this correctly since Courtney Act did it in season 6.
Mm-hmm.
Because every other person who's tried to do a wing, it was either lopsided or it's kind of funny looking. This is beautiful. Keita did an amazing job with this. And she already had her crown on. Like, Yes,
She's like, I knew.
just give it to me. Give me what I want, okay? No Miley Cyrus.
She said, I'm coming for it this time.
Okay. And then we had Scarlett Adams. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little underwhelmed from this.
I was too.
I was expecting more, especially coming from off that amazing fascinator she had last week to this. Like, don't get me wrong, this is beautiful, this is gorgeous, everything is right. But compared to everything else she's brought in, I'm like, this is your best track? Are you sure?
Something about it just didn't sit right with me.
Like, maybe if she had like a glove and a necklace, it feels like it feels incomplete.
Yeah. I think she needed
gloves.
She did need a glove. She needed a glove. She needed something up here. There needed to be some contrast in the waist. I don't like the little things on the side. I don't know.
Yeah, like, I like it, but I expected more from Scarlett. I really did.
Yeah.
But that was our runway, girl. That was our runway. Oh, my Lord. So who was your favorite look from this?
Keita.
Huh?
Keita,
hands down, Keita. One thing that really kind of, I don't want to say it bothered me, but it shocked me. They didn't bring the queens back. And we didn't get an untucked moment. You know, usually in the last episode, they bring all
at least the last
back,
2 or 3.
And they can't even blame the COVID protocols, because for UK Series 2, they brought all the queens back.
Right.
So it's just like, why weren't they there? And you know, the restrictions in New Zealand are a lot not as strict as they are in the States, which I'm hearing, you know, things are slowly lightening up, but still, like, they're not as strict as they were. So I'm sitting here like, why didn't they bring the queens back? Because, baby, if I was Coco Jumbo and I walked in there and saw art in that top fort,
that might have been why.
I sent you home. What is this? What is going on here?
Yeah, I think that might have been why.
I'd have been like, explain. All right. So the queens all had to lip sync individually. Nobody went home before the lip sync, which I expected somebody to go home before the lip sync.
Me too.
But I'm guessing they're doing this whole everybody lip sync by themselves thing now, because they did it with season 13. Now they did it with Down Under. And I guess in the way they're going to go, I guess we're going to see it with All Star 6 and we're going to see it with UK 3, because those were shot back to back to back to back. So maybe they're all going to, and I don't like it, me personally, them lip syncing by themselves. I don't like it. But I will give it to them. I was actually entertained by all 4 of them.
Yes.
Now, season 13, baby, I was only entertained by Simone. The rest were there.
Yeah.
But they all approached it just a tad bit different, but the same, you know what I'm saying? Karen was boring. I'm not gonna sit there and lie about that. And that whole pointing and walking, girl, how are you gonna win a crown pointing and walking? I know you're not a dancer, and I understand that. But baby, we've had a lot of people who aren't dancers do well in a lip sync.
Right? Just gyrate your body a little bit.
And it's physical, so you could have got away with air hump in the air.
Everything Scarlett did.
Yeah. We didn't mention this, but the lip sync song is Physical by Olivia Newton-John. And another song that was on my list of songs I wanted to see as a lip sync. So thank you, Drag Race. I still want it on the US though. I still do. Call me a stingy American, but I still want this and Untouched to be an American lip sync song too. Y'all work on that. And after they lip synced, RuPaul announced that the winner of season 1 of Drag Race Down Under is Keita Mean. We already congratulated her, but let's congratulate her again.
Round of applause.
I know, round of applause. And did it seem kind of fast this time?
Yeah,
Usually,
it really did.
usually there's a dramatic pause.
There was
The
there
winner
was
of
a dramatic pause, but it wasn't.
one is Kita Main. I'm oh wait, I was expecting a little bit more pause. Because with Lawrence winning a UK series too, there was a big gap. She stood there for a minute. She was like, Lawrence Chaney, and I'm like, who?
I think she just didn't want the backlash if she had said somebody else. She's like, here, I'm gonna give y'all what you want. Here, keep. It was keep.
Oh yeah. It was very clear this was the keep. This was clear that they were doing this so that they can get a season 2. This was very clear that they were doing this to get a season 2. And I ain't mad at them because honestly, if they would have said, now I would have been okay with a Karen win. I feel like I would have felt like it wasn't deservable because she started off strong and then just, and you know, even Michelle mentioned, you know, Kita started off in, but as the competition went, she went higher and higher and higher. You know what I'm saying? So I'm super happy for Kita Mean. I'm so excited for Kita Mean. I am kind of salty that you take the lead. Because if you think about it, with All Stars 5, because that was the earliest I could remember us picking a top 3, top 4.
Oh no, it was season 12.
But it was season 12. It was season 12 because we both picked Jada to be in the top. Yeah. But still, even with that, you still took because we were on the same. We were tied until this one. Because with season 12, we both picked Jada in our tops. Yes. With All Stars 5, we both have Shay in our tops.
And we both picked Priyanka for Canada.
We both picked Priyanka for Canada. Oh, we sure did. Let me make sure I write that down too. For season 13, we both picked Simone. For Holland, we both picked Envy Peru. For UK Series 2, we both had Lawrence in our tops.
In the beginning.
When we watched the first episode, we said Lawrence. Mm-hmm. Towards the end, I jumped ship. I think we both, did you jump ship too?
Yeah.
Yeah, we both jumped ship, but because our initial top 3 placement had Lawrence, we both got it. This is where the tie was eventually broken. Because I had Kita nowhere near my top 3. Or top 4, because, you know, ended up being a top 4. And you had Kita. You called it, so I got to give it to you. You take the lead, honey. You take the lead.
For the person who didn't start out watching Drag Race.
But
I've noticed my progression, how I'm getting into it a little bit more.
Yeah. I gotta give you that one because baby, when you said Kita Mean, I looked at you like, Kita?
Really? You think so? No, I think she gonna take it. She was confident.
Oh, honey, because you can't tell me we weren't gonna get a Kita and Anita lip sync and Anita was gonna send her home. Anita was send her home.
See, because I was on Instagram and there were a whole bunch of hashtag Anita, and I liked those too. I was like, yeah, Anita should have been there. Anita Wiglet should have won. But you know what, Kita? I'll give it to Kita.
I'll give it to you, Kita. I will give it to you. You did an amazing job. You now join Evie Oddly as the only winners to have 1 challenge win. Because everybody else has 2 or more. Mm-hmm. So she joins Evie Oddly. I'm not sure if that's a great thing or if that's just, you know, that's just how the cookie crumbled. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Cookie crumbled.
So before we continue, did you pick your top 4 for All Star 6 like I told you to?
No.
Am I going to have to email you a PC?
No.
You got to have them picked. That's okay. Listen, they start Thursday, so you're gonna have to have your top 4 picked in. And I'm still not telling you my top 4 because I don't want you to just mimic off of me like you did for UK season 2. I remember that. You were like, yeah, I agree. No, give me your own list. But speaking of All Star 6, I guess that moves over to our little news segment. It starts up this Thursday. Finally, I'm so excited for All Star 6. And they're giving us 2 episodes. We're going to break down each episode independently. So we're going to break down episode 1. Then we're going to break down episode 2. We're going to try our best to do them both Thursday because, see, she's off right now. I get off at 5 p.m. So I got to get home, cook, clean, and wash everything.
Smiling grand.
Oh, you can't see my pen. Here it is. Okay. If you know, you know, so that they can write that check. Okay. Right now, I'm doing the writing of the checks. So we're going to try to get it done, both episodes Thursday. But if we have to do one Thursday, one Friday, I will definitely tweet that out. But we're going to try to do both that day. It's going to be a late upload. I'm just going to let you know now because I'm going to try to eat before we film. So I'm probably going to be eating and taking my notes at the same time. And if they're both an hour long, I get off at 5. I get home roughly around 5. Oh, yeah, it's going to be a late upload. But don't worry.
It's going to be 2 days. You're going to get them Thursday and Friday. I'm just letting you know now.
Listen, the way I'm set up, we're going to push through because we got to get those up. And the only other way I could think about it is if we wake up hella early and you don't wake up hella early. So,
I mean, I can if I need to. Just not today because I didn't want to.
Yeah, somebody just woke up not too long ago. Like somebody just finished watching the episode before we started this video.
But see, I had been up since 10 o'clock.
You've been up since 10 o'clock, but it took you all this time to watch Down Under. So was the winner's...
You know, I had to set everything up. And then it took me an hour to find something decent to wear that wouldn't show all my goods and make me look indecent.
So was the winner spoiled for you before you got to watch it? Okay. That's the only reason when I first woke up, it was about 7:30-ish, maybe 8 o'clock. I'm like, I need to watch it right now because I guarantee you if I get on any social media, it's going to be spoiled. And I kid you not, as soon as I watched the episode, I opened up Twitter. The first thing I saw was Karen from Finance's tweet, congratulating Keita Mean. I'm like, see, I knew to get my butt up and come to this living room because my Xbox won't let me put WoW Presents on it. Came up in this living room and watched Down Under. Because I have this weird thing about watching TV on my phone. I don't like it. So my Roku TV allows me to watch it here. So I'm going to watch it here. So All-Star 6 Thursday. Look out for those episodes. Drag Race España. How are you feeling about España so far?
I was very saddened by this last episode.
I was irritated by this last episode because Auntie, come on, girl.
Right?
You know the tea. You know the tea. You know what the show is.
Yes.
And I can understand you feel like you're not being judged fair. There's been a lot of contestants who probably will sit there and say, I was not judged fair on the show.
Right.
Well, baby, you talking about I'm not finna lip sync. That's the show, honey.
That's the whole show. Did you think you were going to get through the whole season and not lip sync?
But I was worried. I'm like, so are we not getting a lip sync for your life? And then Supreme's like, oh, Davima, we're still going to have you lip sync by yourself. And I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to say, this lip sync is probably one of my favorites now. Baby, the way the judges were super
giving
excited.
Life the whole time.
And the queens came in at the end and they were all on the stage. That is something. And see, it kind of pisses me off because I always said if I got on the show and I had to lip sync for my life, I will see if I can convince some of the other queens to, at the end of the song, come up there with me. And I'm like, nobody's ever done it, and I'm going to do it. And then here comes España. And every last one of them went up there and lip synced the song. I have no idea what they were saying in that song, but baby, when I tell you that must be a huge anthem for the Spain queens because, baby, they turned all the way up. They were having a great time. This is the first time I've ever... Like, that was the first time I've ever seen the judges, like, really sell it like that. And I'm not sure if they did it because, you know, there wasn't a second person up there, or if it was just that type of song to where you can't just sit still.
Right.
And I love the Javiers. I call them the Javiers because they're both Javier and they're in a relationship. I think that's cute. So I love the Javiers. I really do. The one with the short with the curly black hair, live for him. The one with the short blonde hair, he looks pretty tall. So I love a tall person. So like them two right there, they were the ones that are really selling it during that lip sync. And I'm like, oh baby, they want to be on that stage. They're like, get them on that stage, please. I think that would have been even more sickening if they all would have went up there onto the main stage and lip sync that last bit. But
especially since, like, because I think if that had been on an American version and somebody would have did that, RuPaul wouldn't have went back there and talked to them. RuPaul would have just let it happen.
No, now, I think RuPaul would have went back there in full drag. And the reason why I say that, All Stars 2. Remember when Adore quit? They got Michelle Visage to come up there with no makeup on to come talk to Adore.
Right.
So I feel like Ru in full makeup would do the same thing and come into that workroom and talk to that queen, especially when we have a show to do. You're going against the show. Hello. You're going against the show, honey.
Right.
And honestly, I'm not sure NT's lip syncing skills, but this would have been Dovima's second time lip syncing. So it would have been more likely of a chance unless you're just that bad of a lip syncer, which that's what I started to think. She must not be a good lip syncer.
I think she does drag as a way to
express her art,
express her feminine side.
Yeah, she's more of a Miss Fame of Pearl. They're not really performers, but they're gorgeous.
Right. Because I think she is trans. Or
yes, I believe from at least from the translation, I want to say she is trans.
Yeah. And, because of where they're at and stuff like that, I think it's just something she's not able to express fully where she's at.
And I think she was taking the critiques more personally, like they're attacking me. I'm like, no, they're critiquing your drag. Because to be honest with you, that look, although I did like it, I agreed with what the judges were saying, especially with those boots. Like if you'd done anything else except for those boots, because them boots did not match the outfit, honey. You took us out of the moment with those boots. But yeah, so far I'm really enjoying España. I'm excited for tomorrow's episode. I might not be able to watch it tomorrow. It might be a Monday or a Tuesday watch because tomorrow's Father's Day, and our church is having a revival, so I'm dealing with all of that. So it's going to be a very tiring weekend, and plus next weekend I'm going to be muy busy. So it's just like, yeah, I'll tell you later, but it's like I'm pre-recording multiple videos for The Sims as well. So like this weekend's going to be very busy for me, okay? Like I've already done 2 Not So Berries to cover up for the next 2 weeks. So I got to do the island challenges because I didn't tape them all in one day like I've normally done. So I got to go do that, edit. So yeah, I'm going to be busy. Especially tomorrow, because that's when I do all my editing is tomorrow on Sundays. But yeah, so Drag Race España, Sundays. It comes on 2:00 here in Central Time. Do with that as you will, adjust to your actual time, okay? Legendary ended. Big props to the House of Milwaukee Mugler for being the supreme superior house of the season. Although I didn't agree with y'all winning, y'all did amazing this season. I'm not mad at y'all for winning because y'all did that.
Like I'm not gonna lie, like all I heard everything, and I was sitting there like, I think Balenciaga turned it out, and I really wanted the House of Balenciaga to win.
That part. Okay. The Balenciagas were robbed. I don't care. A lot of people don't like the Balenciagas. If you go on Twitter, a lot of people don't like the Balenciagas, but they ate this whole season and they should have won.
Because I judged it based off of your audio.
Yeah.
And so when you were sitting there and it seemed like when Blair was on, you were just kind of like, hey, okay, I see. And then Balenciaga, you're like, turn it, give it to me. Yeah. I was like, okay, yeah, Balenciaga turned that.
And like I said, Miyake Blueberry did an amazing job this whole season. Like, I'm not upset that they won. I just wish Balenciaga would have. Now, the season 1 winners, I was pissed when the House of Lanvin did not win. Woo! But we're not here to bring it back, Desmond. Bring it back. Legendary's over. We congratulate the winning team. Pose also ended.
Hims cried a lot.
Lord, and I could barely sleep that night. That because it comes on at 9:00. So like after it was over, it was a 2-hour finale. After it was over, I went to bed barely because I was just tossing and turning. It was this series has been an amazing series, and I hate that it had to end. I really did.
3 seasons.
3 seasons, yeah.
Of Pose, 3 seasons of Legendary.
Yeah. I think that's kind of weird how we're only getting 3, unless they renew the contract. But from what I'm hearing, because Naomi said after the 3rd season it's canceled.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
So unless HBO Max is like, you know what, we want to keep this going, it's going to end after season 3. Hopefully the crowds are back for season 3, because season 1 had the crowds, season 2 didn't. So I'm hoping season 3 does.
And see, if season 3 has the crowds, then maybe that'll be more of a.
Yeah, because don't get me wrong, I still enjoyed it without the crowds, but I think that was the one thing about season 1 that I loved so much was hearing the crowds chant the team's name, because each team had like their own little chant slogan type thing, and they get turned up. It's not just the judges, and then you get to hear the fans. So trust me, if the fans were there when the House of Tishi got eliminated, for season 2, no, you didn't watch, but House of Tishi was the clear winner. The clear winner. Like, if it was them and Balenciaga, you would have heard me scream House of Tishi. Baby, they were the clear winners. And then some rigor mortis happened. Straight rigor mortis. Baby, rigor mortis. Rig. And I believe his name was Morris. Woo, but we ain't gonna talk about that. Let's just quick. But yeah, Dragula starting. I believe they started shooting. I haven't heard any tea on who's there, but then again, I normally don't care about who's there unless it's an All Stars. Then I need to know. I don't know what it is about All Stars. I gotta know who's there. That's all I need to know. I don't want to know the elimination order. I don't want to know lip syncs, blah blah blah, who the assassins are, because I've been seeing those videos all on my YouTube, and I'm like, y'all not finna get me. Y'all not finna get me. All I need to know is who was there. I learned who was there. I'll be watching. I have a feeling on who's gonna go home first, because it's kind of clear when you line up all the queens. But yeah, I believe that's everything we needed to discuss. I want to say, is there any other news? I'm hearing more about Drag Race Mexico. It's looking very next year-ish. But I'm like, how are they going to fit that in? We're already doubling up on seasons.
Because they said they had 13 and UK going at the same time. Now we're going to have All Stars and España going at the same time.
We got España and Down Under going at the same time.
Yeah, and then we had España and Down Under going at the same time.
And I don't know when Canada.
Is it going to be like? Is it going to be All Stars in Canada?
Well, Canada hasn't shot yet.
So then it'll be All Stars in Holland.
Holland hasn't shot yet. Or they might be shooting now. All I know is Envy's doing Fred's makeup for this season. But my thing is Canada has not started shooting yet because they were going to, but the country went back on lockdown again.
Right.
As soon as they open back up, I imagine they're going to go back in and shoot, but they haven't shot yet. Holland, if I'm not mistaken, either they're just now shooting or they haven't shot yet. So if they can't get these other things shot, they might have to push up UK Series 3 and International All-Stars. And that's supposed to end the year, those two. But if the other shows ain't ready, they're gonna have to push them up so that they can do those shows at the end of the year. Because, honey, I'm ready for International All-Stars. I started hearing, I heard some tea that they might push it up till after All-Star 6, but I've only heard that from one person, and I'm like, And they don't seem like a reliable source. I'm gonna need more people saying that they're finna push up international all-stars because they need to. Because just from the cast alone, I'm ready. Are you? I know I'm ready. I'm ready.
Nobody I thought was going to be on there is on there. So
you had a few. I almost said one of their names. I'm like, I was like, no, that's not what this video is. If you want to watch that, it's linked in the description below. But you had a couple of the UK, and I want to say one of your Canada picks made it.
okay.
Yeah. But yeah, let's go ahead and wrap this up here. We've been rambling long enough. Congratulations, Keita Mean. Welcome to the winner's circle, baby. Your winner, baby. And I would actually add that song to my playlist because I actually did enjoy it, minus Karen. So anyway, where can they find you in the medias that are full of socials?
I am at Christian McGill on all social media.
And you can find me in the club, pocket full of bud, my mom. But if I'm not there, you can find me on all the social medias at Simply Desmond. That's SIMPLYDESMOND. Thank you for spending a piece of day with us. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe because I'm so close to 100. And we'll see y'all Thursday for All-Star 6. Let's do it.
Bye.
Bye. Here we go.
The winner of RuPaul's Drag Race, Down Under's first drag superstar, is... Keita Mean.
Yes! 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 Woo! 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 They had to. Maybe they don't know the choice, but maybe that's what I'm talking about right there. That's what I'm talking about, yes.
The winner of RuPaul's Drag Race, Down Under's first drag superstar, is... Keita Mean.
Yes! Yes! Oh, she had to win. She had to win. Because if she hadn't won, we'd have all been pissed off. No, what?